You're in a meeting. You need to speak up. You know what to say. You've prepared it. It makes sense. But you can't open your mouth. The voice inside you says, "What if they think it's stupid? What if I'm not good enough? What if I embarrass myself?" And you stay silent. Then someone else says something similar to your idea. They get applause. And you sit there. Again, this isn't a lack of confidence. It's a trap your brain sets for you. And the worst part? Most people think it's a personality issue. That's just how I am. I have no confidence. Some people are just born confident. Wrong. Completely wrong. Because confidence isn't a personality trait. Confidence is a structure, an architecture, and most people have never built that architecture. You work harder. Nothing changes. You try to think positively. Nothing changes. They tell you to believe in yourself. You try to believe. Nothing changes. Because the problem isn't belief. The problem is proof. You're telling your brain to be confident. But your brain says to you, "Where's the proof? Why should I believe you? How many times have you failed in the past?" And the winner is the brain. Every time, you blame yourself. "I'm not strong enough. I'm not charismatic. It's not in my nature." But the truth is, you don't know the architecture. Today, I'm going to show you 3 things. 1, what confidence is and isn't. Why you've misunderstood it until now. 2, how your brain measures confidence. What system it uses. 3, how you will build an unshakable architecture of self-confidence. Layer by layer. This isn't motivation. This is engineering. If it's not about believing in yourself, if you want to create reasons to believe in yourself, the subscribe button is waiting for you. Now, let's start from the basics. Here's what most people don't understand. Self-confidence is not a feeling. Self-confidence is a calculation, a mathematical operation performed by the brain. Psychologists call it self-efficacy, belief in your own competence. But where does that belief come from? From evidence. Your brain constantly calculates, "Can I succeed in this situation?" And it looks to the past for the answer. What happened in similar situations? How many times did you succeed? How many times did you fail? What's the ratio? If the ratio is low, self-confidence is low. If the ratio is high, self-confidence is high. Simple math. That's why motivational speeches don't work. They say, "Believe in yourself," but your brain says, "Show me proof." They say, "Believe you can do it," but your brain says, "You couldn't do it last time." You want to believe, but your brain doesn't believe, because there's no proof. Now, a deeper truth. Confidence isn't global. It's domain-specific. So there's no single confidence level. You can be confident in a conversation but not in social settings. You can be confident at work but not in relationships. Self-confidence is built in specific areas, and each area requires a separate architecture. Here's the mistake most people make. They say, "I'm a person lacking self-confidence." They slap a global label on themselves. But the truth is, you only lack self-confidence in areas where you haven't gathered evidence yet. You are confident in every area where you have gathered evidence. You're confident in walking because you've walked thousands of times. You're confident in speaking because you speak every day. But when it comes to doing something new, there's no evidence. Your brain sounds the alarm. Dangerous area. Do not enter. And you don't enter. But now, the system is changing. Now let's look at your brain's confidence algorithm, because it's not just about past successes. It's much more complex. Your brain looks at 3 things. 1, past performance. How often have you succeeded? 2. Attribution style. What did you attribute your success to? 3. Social comparison. How are others doing? Now let's break it down. Past performance is simple. You tried 10 times, succeeded 7 times. 70% success. The brain says, I can trust this. But the second point is darker. Attribution style. When you succeed, what do you attribute it to? If you say, I was lucky, it was easy, it was a coincidence, your brain records, this wasn't my ability. Your self-confidence doesn't increase. But what do you say when you fail? I'm incompetent. I can't do it. This is just how I am. Your brain records, this is my fault. It's permanent. Your self-confidence decreases. Psychologist Martin Seligman, who has researched this field for years, says, people make explanations in 2 ways. Optimistic attribution. Success is internal. Failure is external and temporary. Pessimistic attribution. Success is external and temporary. Failure is internal and permanent. And pessimistic attribution systematically destroys self-confidence. For every success, I'm lucky. For every failure, I'm incompetent. The cycle closes. Now the third point, social comparison. The brain constantly looks around. What are others doing? Where do I stand compared to them? And most of the time, it makes the wrong comparison. You're just starting out, and you compare yourself to someone with 10 years of experience. You're learning, and you compare yourself to an expert. You're being your authentic self, and you compare yourself to their social media persona. And your brain says, you're inadequate. Your self-confidence plummets. But here's the ironic part. That person is also comparing themselves to someone else. And they feel inadequate too. Everyone is playing the same game. And everyone is losing. Because the game design is flawed. Now the real question, how will you hack this algorithm? How will you recode it? This is where architecture comes in. The architecture of self-confidence consists of 3 layers. First layer, evidence. Second layer, attribution. Third layer, identity. Now let's build the first layer, the evidence gathering system, because that's what the brain wants. Evidence. But not big successes. Small, repeated pieces of evidence. We call this micro-win stacking. Here's how it works. Step 1. Choose a specific area. Being confident is too general. Expressing my opinion clearly in meetings is specific. Being social is too general. Chatting for 2 minutes with someone I've just met is specific. Choose a narrow area, because it's easier to gather evidence in a narrow area. Step 2. Define the smallest win. Is it hard to speak up in meetings? Start by asking one question in a meeting. Just one question. Make it smaller. Is it hard to be social? Start by saying, how are you? To the grocery store cashier. Just that. Make it even smaller. Because the brain fears big steps. But it easily takes small steps. And every small step is proof. Step 3. Keep a proof journal. Take this seriously. Every day, write down every small win. Today, I asked a question in a meeting. Proof. Today, I said good morning to the cashier. Proof. Today, I held eye contact for 3 seconds. Proof. Does it seem small? Yes. But the brain sees it. And the algorithm starts to change. Last week, there was 0 proof. This week, there's 10 proofs. The ratio is increasing. I can trust this. 3 months later, 100 proofs accumulate. 6 months later, the brain now sees you as skilled in this area, because there's a pile of evidence. Real confidence comes from here, not from motivational speeches, from the pile of evidence. This is the first layer, evidence-based confidence. But it's not enough on its own, because you're collecting evidence but misinterpreting it. Attribution needs to come into play. Second layer, change the interpretation system, because two people interpret the same evidence differently. One gains self-confidence, the other does not. Difference, attribution style. Now we will rewire this. Here's the protocol. When you succeed, stop. Your brain's automatic interpretation. I was lucky. It was easy. Write the new interpretation. Because I prepared. Because I dared. Because I have the talent. Internal, stable, controllable. This is critical. Take credit for your success. Most people don't do this. They think it's humility, but it's not humility. It's self-confidence sabotage. When you fail, stop again. Your brain's automatic interpretation. I'm incompetent. I'm always like this. Write the new interpretation. I used the wrong strategy this time. I need more practice. The conditions weren't right. External, temporary, changeable. See the difference? Success equals my ability, fixed. Failure equals strategy error, temporary. This is cognitive reframing, and it retrains your brain. Now, daily practice. Ask yourself 3 questions every evening. 1. What did I accomplish today? No matter how small. 2. What skill does this accomplishment demonstrate? 3. If there was a failure, what strategy change could I make? These questions rewire your brain. The first week will feel artificial. The second week, you'll get used to it. After the third week, it will be automatic. And your self-confidence quietly increases because your brain is now using a different algorithm. Old algorithm, success is luck, failure is me. New algorithm, success is me, failure is circumstances. And this difference changes everything. The second layer is complete. Now let's dive into the deepest layer. The third and final layer, identity. Identity engineering, because you're gathering evidence. You're interpreting it correctly. But if your identity doesn't change, it won't be permanent. James Clear says in Atomic Habits, the goal isn't to lose weight. The identity is to be a healthy person. The same principle applies to self-confidence. The goal is not to act confidently. The identity is to be a confident person. Do you see the difference? One is an action. The other is an identity. Now audit your identity. How do you define yourself? I am shy. I'm insecure. I lack social skills. This is your identity narrative. And every action supports this narrative. Because people want to be consistent with their own story. But now write a new narrative. I am someone who gathers evidence. I am someone who becomes a little braver every day. I am someone who systematically builds my self-confidence. And every small action strengthens this new identity. When you greet the cashier in the morning, I am becoming a social person. When you ask a question in a meeting, I am someone who speaks their mind. When you make eye contact, I am a confident person. Every action is a vote for the person you want to be. We call this technique identity-based action, and it's the most powerful tool for building self-confidence. Because you're not changing your actions, you're changing your identity. Now, the practical step, write a sentence. I am someone who, fill in the blank. Not confident, because you're not there yet, but write becoming. I am someone who tests their courage every day. I am someone who steps into the discomfort zone. I am someone who builds evidence-based self-confidence. And read this sentence every morning. Review it every evening. What did I do today that supported this identity? 3 months later, this identity is now real. 6 months later, you are now that person. Because identity is built through actions. And actions are strengthened by identity. The cycle is complete. This is the architecture of unshakable self-confidence. Evidence, attribution, identity. 3 layers, layer by layer. But there is one final truth. Now I'm going to tell you the truth that no one else tells you. Self-confidence fluctuates. It always fluctuates, even in the most confident people. Because self-confidence is not a fixed trait. It's a dynamic system. Some days you'll feel strong. Some days you'll feel weak. And that's normal. The problem isn't there. The problem is here. When most people have a bad day, they think, I'm the same again. I haven't changed. And they throw the whole system away. But the truth is, fluctuations don't undermine the system. Fluctuations are part of the system. If the architecture is solid, bad days are just bad days. They don't shake your identity, because you have a mountain of proof behind you, because your attribution system is solid, because your identity is clear. One bad day doesn't define you. 100 good days define you. Here's the long-term view. First month, it will feel strange. It will feel artificial. Second month, you'll see some changes. Small ones. Third month, the pile of evidence will start to accumulate. Sixth month, others will notice. You've changed. Ninth month, you won't notice anymore, because this will be you now. 12th month, you'll look back. You won't recognize your old self. This is not a sprint. It's a construction project. And construction takes time. But every day you lay another brick. And a year later, an unshakable structure. The final truth. Confidence isn't about reaching the goal. Confidence is about continuing to build. Because life brings new areas. It brings new challenges. And in every new area, you'll gather evidence again. You'll build again. But this time, you know the architecture. You know the system. And it will be much faster. Because now you are an engineer. Now let's recap. The 3 layers you learned today. 1. Evidence-based confidence. Collect small wins. Build a pile of evidence. Your brain will update the algorithm. 2. Attribution rewiring. Success equals my ability. Failure equals strategy error. Fix your interpretation system. 3. Identity engineering. Not I will be confident. I am someone who builds my confidence. Change your identity. These 3 layers create an unshakable confidence architecture. But just reading isn't enough. You need to build it. Now here's a challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, choose one specific area. Keep it narrow. During the week, collect 5 small wins. Write them in your evidence journal. Within the month, apply the attribution protocol. Internalize every success. See every failure as a strategic mistake. Within 3 months, update your identity. I am now someone who systematically builds my self-confidence. And after 6 months, come back to this video. Thank yourself. If this video gave you a new perspective, hit the like button. If you're going to implement this system, write in the comments which area you chose. If you want deeper mind engineering, subscribe, because next week, we're launching the procrastination algorithm. Why do you say, I'll start tomorrow? How your brain values today 5 times more than tomorrow. And the temporal bridging protocol. But only if you're ready. This isn't self-help. This is mind engineering. And now you are an engineer.